bad news keeps rolling in for the Dallas Mavericks. Anthony Davis is already injured after his Mavericks debut. Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Jeffrey Cooperstein, and I wish I was coming to you with good news on this Monday morning before the Mavericks play the Sacramento Kings, but I'm not. Anthony Davis could miss up to a month with an adductor strain, and according to Marc Stein, surgery is not off the table for Davis. Davis and the Mavericks medical staff are discussing today whether or not he will require surgery, and we're not sure what the timeline would be if that's the case. But if I hear the word surgery, I would assume it's more than 1 month. And this really sucks, especially after the fantastic debut that Davis had with the Mavericks. 26 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 blocks in the win against the Rockets. And this was all done in 3 quarters because he left late in the third quarter after a non-contact play where he pulled his muscle, went back to the locker room. He said that he loosened it up and tried to play through it, but the Mavericks medical staff told him no. And now we find out that it's an adductor strain. And if you don't know what the adductor is, it's more or less the groin part of your leg, the inner part of your leg. And Davis is saying, or not Davis, but some medical experts are saying that his abdomen strain could be linked to that, and the abdomen strain could cause that and all that. I'm not a medical expert. I'm just telling you what I saw on Twitter, but it was short-lived, but it was awesome to see Anthony Davis in a Mavericks uniform, obviously despite the trade. But I really liked how he played, and he showed that when he plays, he is one of the best players in this league. And the hits just keep coming for the Mavericks. And my anger isn't at AD for getting hurt. My anger is at the front office for just flat out lying about conditioning issues with Luka. Like, they say Luka had conditioning issues and this is why they traded him. They traded for Anthony Davis, who never plays basketball. He is hurt quite a few times in his career, and it just continues now. Conditioning issues? Really? Nico Harrison raised that as one of the main factors as to why he traded Luka. Well, guess what? The guy you traded for, Anthony Davis, he does too. Anthony Davis has only played 70 games, 3 of the 13 seasons that he has been in the league. Oh, and by the way, he's 6 years older. Oh, and by the way, he plays a more physically demanding position at the 4 than Luka does playing the 1. What will the next excuse/lie be from this front office for why they made this trade? They keep coming day after day. Now it's been a week, and every day there seems to be something that comes out of this front office that makes you think, what were they thinking? Mavericks owner Patrick Dumont spoke on the deal yesterday to Brad Townsend of the Dallas Morning News. Go check that out. And he made it even worse. You can also go check out our video on the channel where we break down what Patrick Dumont said. Every single day, something comes out about this trade that makes it make less and less sense. I'm trying to get over it, and every time I think I'm over it, I just hear something else, and it just angers me again. We'll get to the rest of the show here in just a few moments, but show some love to Anthony Davis. Type those 3s down below if you want to wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully we see him back before 1 month, but I would be surprised. And, of course, if anything happens as far as his injury update goes, we will have you up to date here on the channel. We will get to the rest of the show here in just a moment, but I do need to tell you guys about our sponsor, which, of course, is PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. All-Star Weekend is almost here, and PrizePicks is the best place to win cash while watching your favorite players during the game and the Saturday night events like the 3-point contest. And they are also the best place to get action in more than 30 states, including California, Georgia, Florida, and, of course, Texas. And they put their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. And I do have a projection for tonight's games. I took the less on Kyrie Irving, 27.5 points. Kyrie's been kind of cold from the floor lately, so I'll take the less there. And then in Luka's debut, I'm going to take the more on Luka, 41.5 points, rebounds, and assists against the lowly Utah Jazz. I think that one's an absolute lock. So you can copy my picks, or you can make picks of your own. Just please make sure you do it with our friends over at PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today Use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive that bonus. It is guaranteed. Again, download the app today. Use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. That link is in the comments and the description of today's show. It is PrizePicks. Run your game. Here's what the Western Conference standings look like right around where the Mavericks sit. Minnesota sits in 6th at 30-23. The Clippers at 29-23 and 7th. The Mavericks sit in 8th at 28-25. And then the Kings and the Suns are both 26-26. So the Mavericks still have work to do in order to get themselves out of the play-in and into the playoffs. And without Anthony Davis, it's going to be very, very difficult. The Mavs still have 2 games with the Clippers on the road coming up in April. They play the Kings tonight, which is a massive, massive game. Then they play the Golden State Warriors as well, who are just outside of these, and they are right on the precipice as well. So a bunch of games right around in the standings coming up. The Mavericks need to win some ball games. I don't know if there's any more simple analysis than that. They got to win these games because they're coming thick and fast, and they start getting more important now after the All-Star break especially. If you don't have Anthony Davis on the court, it's not going to be a fun sight for you. And Anthony Davis, we know he's injury prone. We know he's going to miss some games. You just can't afford to have him miss too many games, man. And it's just a really unfortunate circumstance how he got hurt. There's some rumors saying the Mavericks rushed him back and that the Lakers were going to keep him back out of the All-Star break. I'm not sure how much stock I put into that, but what I do know is the Mavs are going to be without their best player for the foreseeable future after they were without their best player for over a month before they traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers. And speaking of the Los Angeles Lakers, Luka's debut is tonight against the Utah Jazz. They play at 9:30 p.m. Central, I believe. If you're going to watch the game, I know I'll be watching the game on Twitter for sure. So you can hit me up on Twitter if you guys want to talk about Luka's debut. But let me know down in the comments, will you watch Luka's debut? Type Y for yes or type N for no. I know I'll be locked in. I will absolutely be watching this. I can't wait to see what he looks like in purple and gold. I wish it was in the Mavericks royal blue and white, but unfortunately it's not. But Luka does play basketball tonight, and I will be there no matter what. Let me know if you will be. Once again, Anthony Davis out with an adductor strain. Could miss up to a month, according to Charania. Surgery not off the table. I guess the Mavericks and Davis will be talking today. If I had to guess, we would have an injury update probably right around Jason Kidd's media availability, which will be at 5:45 p.m. Central today. So that's when I think we'll know more about AD. We'll see what happens. And, of course, if anything does happen, we will keep you up to date here on Mavericks Today. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. Hit that subscribe button. And, of course, we'll be going live on Wednesday as well for Mavericks versus Warriors. That one's at 8:30 p.m. tip-off, so we'll be there. Look, that's a big game, especially given where Golden State is in the standings, where the Mavericks are in the standings. Golden State improved their team by trading for Jimmy Butler. The Mavericks did not improve their team with the trade they made. Nevertheless, I'm excited to see what the Mavericks have in store this week. Who knows? Last week was the craziest week in Mavericks history that I can remember. I could only hope that this week would offer us as much juice as that. So that'll be it for today's show. Once again, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you soon here on the channel.